There are a ton of cards out there that have been around for what feels like about a year that no one seems to touch or even look at, and those are the cards I fall in love with the most. Today we are talking about a Poppet Stitcher tokens build in Esper. Poppet Stitcher is a card that really thrives off of tokens being on the battlefield because it then flips over to this artifact that's basically going to take all of your tokens and give them the base power and toughness of 3/3, also taking away any sort of benefits and ailments that they may have, like let's say they have vigilance or decay. It's going to take those effects off of those tokens but give them the base power and toughness of 3/3. So of course we're going to try to utilize the advantage side of this card, which means we're going to have a lot of 1/1 tokens on the battlefield. We have things like wedding announcements, exotic pets, as well as sunset revelry. All of these things are going to get us 1/1 tokens that are also going to get boosted to that 3/3 once that Poppet Stitcher flips over. We've also got a really interesting sweeper card here. We got the phasing of Zulfur. This card goes super well with the Poppet Stitcher because it sweeps the board, essentially destroying all creatures, giving both you and your opponent 2/2 Phyrexian tokens in replacement of those creatures on the field, which sounds like an even trade-off. But if our Poppet Stitcher is flipped over, our Phyrexian tokens are now going to be 3/3s, giving us the advantage over the opponent. Not to mention there's this combo too that we have with the Gix's command, which sweeps up all 2 powered creatures off the battlefield, leaving us with our 3/3s and the opponent's creatures being swept up. So there's a lot of really cool, interesting synergistic combos in this deck, not to mention a lot of other really cool tools that you guys are going to have to wait and see in this video today. But if you guys want the full deck breakdown, stick around to the end for that. At the end of the video, we do a full deck breakdown. And in the meantime, there's a link below for the full deck list. And if you guys enjoy content just like this, if you wouldn't mind giving the video a like, subscribe, all that good stuff helps out an absolute ton, and I would greatly appreciate it. With that being said though, guys, enjoy today's games. They were a blast. I'll see you guys at the end. Peace. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Today we are going to be playing some Poppet Stitcher. Now I know that sounds weird. Where else can you go for the newest Poppet Stitcher decks other than Swayze's channel? I don't know, but it is a card we've played in the past plenty of times. I absolutely love this card, and today's no exception. This deck is a ton of fun. We're playing another the saga, the phasing of Zulfur. That thing is really cool when you pair it with Poppet Stitcher. You can get a lot of extra value out of that card with Poppet Stitcher. By the way, this little cursor has a plus next to it right now, and I have no idea why. I think I got a bug in the last match. After that last game ended, a little plus cursor went next to it and won't go away if I right click or left click. So I don't know what the deal is on that, but I'm sure it's gonna drive me crazy as usual. All right, Reckless Stormseeker's fine. I do have a pretty good counter spell in hand that can be kicked to get us another token as well. We're gonna eat this damage though for now. Let's just hold up, I think, the counter spell here. If we don't end up using it, I do have a flash of the exotic pets. So let's just go ahead and, well, if I don't play anything though, if I don't play anything, it's gonna go to nighttime, which could be a problem. So let's go ahead and play out the Kaito then. Yeah, that's a bummer. I'm gonna have to keep up on my spells here just because of the fact that this is on the field. But I did just find the Gix's command. That's huge. That's gonna be able to sweep up the board if we need to, and clean up the opponent's side of the field. So, ooh, that was a good clutch top deck there. I need a second blue source in case I do get the phasing of Zulfur. I'm gonna need another blue, but aside from that, we're doing pretty good. All right, so this gets a little bit bigger, and it says that it gets 1/1 haste. If the creature gets 1/0, end of turn, it's a dragon at discharge type. Whenever an enchanted creature dies, return this enchantment to the hand. So they get the enchantment to keep recasting, which is kind of interesting. I think they're trying to figure out a way to attack Kaito, but they can't because it's phased out. So I don't know what they're doing. All right, looks like they finally figured it out. Draw a card here. A Wandering Emperor right there would have been pretty clutch. On second thought, the way I played this was probably incorrect. I could have played the Gix to give the 2 counters and lifelink and then destroyed this, which is what I probably should have done. Well, now I'm just gonna have to do this. I'm gonna lose the lifelink, which is a bummer. Which definitely is a bummer, but it's all good. At least we've got a pretty powerful field of creatures now, so anything with haste is gonna have a hard time getting through these defenses. Depopulate in a deck that runs Stormseeker. That's pretty interesting. Fair enough, though. Let's go with this.
Bet you can't catch us.
And this. I guess I can just hold up my counter magic and make them pay, you know, the 2 mana. Or, yeah, the 2 mana right now. I think that's fine. We'll see what they end up playing here. Llanowar, okay, they can pay the mana for that. That's unfortunate. What about their second drop here? A second Llanowar. Okay. Guess we counter it. It's worth it. It's worth the counter here. Just get rid of it. Don't have to deal with it or worry about it going forward. Let's get in for an attack with this. Let's draw a card. That's not a bad draw right there. I am going to get the Poppet Stitcher in, I think, and then hopefully it can survive a single turn cycle, and then we'll be good to go. It should be able to survive. I mean, they're running off burn spells, I would imagine, as their main source of removal. So Poppet Stitcher being 4 toughness should be fine. There are definitely some burn spells though that, you know, deal that 5 damage and beyond, but I don't think it's going to be the case here. All right, that's fine. If their Llanowar is their main source of damage being pumped through here, I'm totally fine with that. I think we're going to be in a really good spot here because Poppet Stitcher's about to transform, and if it does, we're golden. Transform, let's go. Okay, here we go. Now we're cruising. Now we're cruising along. 4, 8, 12, 13. Flash this in, actually. Yeah, let's just do this and see what we draw off the top of our deck. Another Wandering Emperor. All right, we're going to end our turn here. We're either going to flash in the Wandering Emperor here, or we're going to flash in the exotic pets. Either way, we're in a pretty good spot. Let's actually get rid of this. We have 2 of them, so we don't need it. I mean, this is about as good as a hand can get right here. This should just about end the game. We get another blue source too, which is kind of what we needed the most. Bunch of 5/5s on the field right now, man. A couple of transformed wedding festivities, and then a Poppet Stitcher just flipping over to the factory as well. That's been a lot of damage being pumped through these little tokens, man. Each token only being a 1/1, now deadly 5/5s. Holy cow. Good way to start the game though, that's for sure. All right, we probably are going to get the opponent to concede here, I would imagine, but you never know. You never know. They may stick this through. Nope, there it is. There's the scoop. GG's on the first game, and we're off to a very good start here. That went really, really well. Now, that's a great way to start this video off. Unfortunately, I did just play another game. You guys are not going to see it, but it's because our opponent just roped us to death. They got really salty that we had a good start, and they decided to rope us, which is a bummer because, again, we had a really good start. Things were going extremely well for us, and they just decided they were gonna, you know, walk away from their computer. But I don't think they actually walked away. They were actually being a lot more egregious about their roping. They actually were waiting for the timer to go all the way down to 0 and then doing a play, and then just trying to really annoy me. And it worked. It worked. I can't lie. But yeah, we did end up winning the game. Got out of that one. It would have been a horrible game for you guys to watch though, so we'll go ahead and leave it out of the video. Sorry, my phone was on the desk and it was buzzing like crazy. Man, so far though, deck is so much fun, and we're winning games, man. We're like winning legitimate games with this thing, and it feels really good. The synergies are really high in this deck. You know, the phasing of Zolfer, we still haven't even gotten a chance to try that yet, but if we pair that up with the appropriate cards, you know, if we can flip a Poppet Stitcher over, follow that up with a Gix's Command, things are going to be in a good spot. All right, we are up against Bant colors, so there is a small possibility this could get countered. Yeah, I didn't think it would. That scared me, I'm not gonna lie, but I didn't think it would. All right, so they're not gonna kick this though, which means they're not gonna get that extra land. That's my only problem with that card. I really like Joint Exploration, but my problem with that card is the fact that, you know, you really only want to be playing it on turn 3, and it's not really a good 2-drop in most cases. All right, so let's attack in here, see what card we top deck here, and then I would imagine that we're gonna just flash in a Wandering Emperor or an exotic, but we'll see what we top deck. Land. All right, pass the turn. Here comes another instant speed spell from the opponent here. Union of the Third Path. Draw a card, then you gain life equal to the number of cards in your hand. That's pretty good. It's a lot of life gain. A lot of life gain. And I guess the Wandering Emperor, I think I want the play to be. Dissipate. Okay, so they are a control deck. It's starting to look like that first card being a Joint Exploration kind of threw me for a loop because I didn't think it was going to be control-y type of a deck, but I'm starting to think it is now all of a sudden. Let's see what we get here again. Let's draw a card. Void Rend is nice. Void Rend is nice. I just don't know how many permanents we're going to see from the opponent, if I'm being honest. I don't know. Let's give this a go, though. See if it can stick. Memory Deluge. Okay. We're going to have a pretty interesting turn here, by the way, guys, because what I think I'm going to end up doing here is I'm going to... mine. Oh, wait, never mind. That changed everything. Forget what I was just about to say. All right, I think what I'm going to do now is play that Teferi out and get advantage of the fact that we're drawing cards off Kaito. 1 mana from the opponent. White source, not going to be able to counter here. All right, now we attack. And now we draw cards, which is going to ultimately up the ante for both the, you know, token and the Teferi. Now, these are secondary win cons in our deck here, things like Teferi, and it's nice to have it on board right now. See if we can kind of close the game out with it. I don't know if it's going to be possible, but we'll see. The opponents got me really befuddled here. I don't know what they're on or what they're doing. Again, seems like control. Also, though, there's some ramp mechanics, so I just don't know what the heck is happening here. It's been a lot of card draw. Yeah, it's been a lot of card draw. I just don't know. I think we're just going to draw another card here first just to see what we hit. Because I'd really, really like to have my counter spell in hand. If I can find my counter spell, I'm going to be feeling a lot better. Because if they hit us with like some sort of farewell or sweeper mechanic, I'm going to be really bummed out. I never once thought I was going to end up alting Kaito here, but there's a chance. It says you can emblem with whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player. Search your library for a blue or black creature card. Put it in your hand, which we don't have a lot of. That's kind of a worthless effect for us. So we attack. Send the attacks through. And we draw a card with Kaito, and we hope and pray that it's our counter spell. We've only got 2 in the deck, so it's going to be pretty unlikely, but yeah, that's a bummer. That's a bummer. That is a card. They're still at 20 life because of those life cards, man. Holy cow. All right, that's a good card, though. It's a really good card. Draw another card, maybe? Yeah, let's do it. I would have liked to maybe created a creature off of that, but drawing another card here is fine. A bunch of Gix's commands, which are not going to help us here, believe it or not. Poppet Stitcher's nice. You search your library for a blue-black creature card, put it onto the battlefield. I didn't know it said the battlefield. Okay, that might be relevant then with Poppet Stitcher, but I doubt it. Is it just library or graveyard? Just library. Sorry, I've yet to ultimate a Kaito. It's never really been much of a relevant alt to me, in my opinion, so I've just never, you know, gotten around to pulling the trigger on that. But wow, the opponent scoops. Are you serious? There really wasn't much going on my side of the field, but we were about to obviously get the Poppet Stitcher in, which was going to make things very interesting, but they would have had a whole turn cycle to try to kill it, though. I guess we win though. We'll take it. Man, that has been happening so much lately. I'm sure you guys have been noticing on my videos. Just people conceding in really weird spots. Like people have been conceding before the first land even hits the field. You know, sometimes people have been conceding just because, I mean, multiple reasons, but mostly like when I'm in a weird spot where it's like, oh, I'm not sure how I'm going to end up closing this game out. And then boom, they concede. It's like, okay, well, their hand must have been pretty bad, I guess. I don't know. All right, we get the third land drop. Thank God. I was really worried and concerned about that. I was like, we did keep a 2-lander, but I did have the counter, which could have slowed them down a bit in the early game here. Kind of like, I kind of like the exotic pets here into a Kaito to draw cards. Okay, that's a card. That's a card. We'll do it like this. We'll do it like this. That was actually a perfect counter because we get the 1/1 out of the deal. What? I don't know, guys. I don't know. They just... I don't know, man. Guys, I mean, best of one ladder, I guess, is just... It's gotten salty at the maximum. I don't know. I will say that was a really good counter, but they don't even know why it was such a good counter yet. Like, I didn't even get to the part where I was going to attack and then lead into Kaito, which was the whole point of like, that was a really good turn for us, but they didn't even let that happen. They're just like, oh, you countered my first spell? Bye. It's just like, did you even see the counter I was using? I get it if I was mono blue, right? If I was mono blue or some sort of Esper control where I run a ton of counters, you know, whatever. I'm not though. Like, look at the counter spell I'd ran. It was not a counter spell I'm sure they've ever seen anyone run, and yet they just concede because I'm assuming are like, oh, great, they're one of those annoying decks. Bye. No, man. No, we were gonna do some really cool things. We get another one though. Protect the negotiators. That was a really good turn. It really was, but man, just, you know, exactly the way I was explaining it. Just weirdness on the ladder lately. Nobody wants to play. No one wants to finish a single game. Breaks my heart, man. But I think I'm gonna go ahead and just you know, again, hit the counter spell. Kind of do the same thing here because we are in the Rata Drawbick vicinity where they're gonna play the Rata Drawbick out. But if they don't play the Rata Drawbick, I'm actually in trouble because I've essentially held up. Well, I could actually just blow this up with this, which gives me a play to do this turn. I just didn't want to pass the turn and then have nothing to counter and then lose the ability to maximize my turn here. Okay, I guess we pass and we eat this damage. There's a chance we might not get a play out this turn. Play something, please. Oh, come on. All right, well, this time around we have a better option here. We have you know, the negotiations, or we have the Wandering Emperor. Either way, pretty good turn, I think, leading up to this one. Yep, that'll do it. That was definitely the target. No blocks. Sure, let's attack into them. Let's get a Kaito. Let's draw a card. It's another land. I needed that. I needed a black source though, so I can get down the Gix command, because I do need to blow up that 2/2 at some point, because it has been beating me down pretty hard here. Rabble rousing. Okay, yeah, definitely gonna want to see the Gix's command at some point here to sweep the board, because this is gonna get a bit out of hand. It's gonna be tough. This is gonna be tough. Rabble rousing might not be a bad card to add to our own deck, to be honest, but what to do? Maybe we go here and then here, but then that wouldn't make any sense. Well, I guess it could make sense, and then create a 1/1 here. I'm gonna go here, here, and here. All right, it's a land, not bad. All right, we drop one of these, which is kind of crazy to drop that, but you know what? It is what it is. And then we pass the turn. I think that's fine. I think that's fine. If we can transform the Poppet Stitcher, Gix's command is perfect. So is the phasing. Both of those cards would be money in the bank. All right, looks like they're good to go on the attack here, I'm sure, for the 2/2 at least. I just send both of them in. Interesting. Interesting. I can't block here, actually. I need all 3 of these tokens, huh? I almost made a mistake there. I need all 3 of these tokens. That way the Poppet Stitcher can transform. That's kind of the key to our success here at the moment. Yep, transform. That's money. We attack with everything here because we need to get their life total back down below 20 so they can't draw that extra card. So we send those through. We draw a card. And then we hit him with the Gix's command. Ooh, I didn't think that one through. Darn it. I could have got the lifelink this turn, but I did not because I didn't think that one all the way through. That was a bummer. Yeah, I misplayed this card. This is the second time I've done this today. That's the second time I've done it. I missed out on lifelink there. Could have got a lot more value out of that, but you know what? It's all good. It's all good. All right, they say cleric again. So it's a lot of clerics and gaining life mixed in with rabble rousing, which is kind of interesting. That comes back to the hand. Yikes. Okay. Well, I do have the ability to give first strike, which does get through that death touch mechanic. We decline this all day. That's a good find. It's a really good find. Do we just do it again? I mean, might as well, right? Might as well. Get the most out of the lifelink counter. Just keep beating them down. I mean, the Poppet Stitcher is just going off for us at the moment. We're at 19. We should be at like 25, but I screwed that up. And oh, nice. We get a little bit of a wedding announcement because we drew into the land. Love that. Void Rend. Boom, baby. Let's go. Void Rend for the win. Void Rend for the win. They're gonna hate this. They're gonna hate this. All right, sure. Resolve, decline. All right, we attack in. Flash into Wandering Emperor. Give the first strike. That's dead. 6 damage. We win the game. Just in case, we have Void Rend to blow up the rabble rousing, and that's gonna be GG's. Dude, this has been dominant. Have we dropped a single game since I don't think we have, man. I think we're like 5-0 right now. I'm in heaven right now, guys. This is like the perfect kind of deck and day. This is like the perfect day for me. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. Poppet Stitcher, just domination on the ladder. I could go without the opponents getting salty and just conceding every 2 seconds, but you know what? It's part of the deal, I guess. I get to go first with the wedding announcement. Into Wandering Emperor, into Poppet Stitcher. That's not bad. In case our 2-drop comes down, which is a Tainted Adversary, I guess that would be fine. I mean, Sunset Revelry 2 is one of our 2-drops, but I think it doesn't really matter. Because I didn't think we were going to draw into either or, and we didn't. All right, and a little bit of a wedding announcement play here, and the opponent only on 2 mana, 1 tap, so counter spell's probably unlikely. Spell Pierce definitely could have got us, but I don't know if it's quite that kind of a deck just yet. We'll see. Okay, the opponent hasn't played anything yet. I don't have a Wandering Emperor here either because of the fact that we don't have double white, so I guess we attack in. And do we go double wedding announcement here, or do we just Poppet Stitcher? What do we do here? Or hold up the Soaring City for a potential bounce? I think wedding announcement's fine, but I don't know. I feel like there's going to be something I'm going to want to bounce here. Some sort of creature, I'm assuming. I would imagine this is some sort of Izzet deck with like, not prowess, but like maybe get some creatures down that deal damage upon us, you know, taking instant sorcery speed damage. All right, Geist Wave. I don't know. I don't know what they're up to yet. We're making too many assumptions in my own head here. Geist Wave is annoying, but not that scary. Play with fire. Play with fire. Okay. All right, go with another wedding announcement here. I would have gotten down the Poppet Stitcher, but I don't think that would be relevant with only 2 tokens coming in this turn. Not having any way to protect it for a couple of turns would be pretty scary. So let's just get the announcement down. I'm still waiting for that white source. It's being a little bit elusive right now, but if we can find a white source, we're money. I kind of want to create more tokens here, if I'm being honest. More tokens leads to potentially a lethal victory here with the Poppet Stitcher coming down. Because if we get 2 more tokens here and flip a wedding announcement over, Poppet Stitcher is going to make all of these 4/4s. So if we get 2 more of them, I mean, this is going to be just nuts. Because Poppet Stitcher makes them 3/3s, but then they get the 1/1 from the wedding announcement flip. So this could be crazy. I think that over getting a card this turn was definitely the right call. Just go for the absolute smashing in the face. Nope, it dies. Okay. That's a card. Oh, did it? Oh, it got exiled? Oh, what a bummer. What a bummer. I completely misplayed that. I had no idea that just exiled my creature. I thought for sure it was in the graveyard. What a mistake on my end, huh? We get the white source, though. Wow. Should have read the card, huh? If that creature or planeswalker would die this turn, exile it instead. Clutch. Clutch. I mean, there's nothing they can do here, though. That was about as dominant as it could get. Me making such a big mistake like that of playing the Gix's command, not knowing I couldn't bring back my Poppet Stitcher was slightly embarrassing, but you know, I never see this card being ran as Obliterating Bolt. This is definitely a first time for me seeing that card. I guess I should have read it a little bit more in detail. I kind of skimmed it really fast the first time they played it here, and I was like, okay, whatever. But yeah, good game. Overall, completely crushing it right now, man. Poppet Stitcher coming through big time. The people who have been able to remove Poppet Stitcher from the board have been the most successful, because obviously that card is the main engine piece of the deck. So removal decks seem to be our biggest problem. The opponent running 123 cards. Okay, I'm glad I saw that. That's a big stack of cards. Let me guess, they took 1 mulligan, so okay, I was like, let me guess, concede before we even start. Imagine that would suck. All right, Blossoming Sand. Okay, don't think we're gonna need this right now. Plus it's not even useful until we get creatures on the field, because this is kind of interesting. But you know, a counter target spell unless the controller pays 1 for each non-creature you control. I'm sorry, each creature you control. So it's only good if you have at least 1 creature. Search your library, basic land card, put it on the battlefield, tap to shuffle a kick. Okay. I'm fine with that. Little early counter here, but I'm fine with that. Let's go ahead and attack into the opponent here. End our turn while Wandering Emperor at instant speed. All right, the opponent showing us 4 colors here. Blue, black, white, and green. Okay, Karn Silex. Clearly a ramp deck. Could be some sort of domain effect, though. Okay, I like this, actually. I can go ahead and phase that out for the next couple of turns, which could be pretty relevant. Or that works too. That also will work.
Keep watch for intruders.
that might do it. I mean, if they don't have another sweeper, I mean, 4 colors so far. It could be a domain though. I mean, the sweepers could be endless in their deck. I guess let's just wait and see. Ooh, they get to steal my Void Rend, but I only have 2 in the deck, so that would, I know that's kind of good, but also kind of bad. All right. It's a good find. Nothing in my graveyard, so let's do this. Let's go ahead and you like how I checked that time? Learn from your mistakes. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go ahead and put 1/1 counters and then make them sacrifice that creature. Swing in with all here. Just keep on beating them down, man. Beating them down, beating them down. 25-10 with my board state looking a lot healthier than theirs currently. But they have all the lands I would assume they need. It looks more like a 4-color deck. They're just not running any red. That is a bit of a problem, I'm not going to lie, because of the fact that I want to draw cards here this turn. But I mean, we're at 23, so I don't see why we should fear drawing any cards this turn. All right, let's force a really wide board here. Force the opponent to make some really tough block decisions. They're probably going to take the 2/2, which is going to take them down to 7. Or I'm sorry, they can deal 7, take them down to 4. I don't even think that was right. I think we dealt 6. Math is just... Oh, math kills me. I think it's just my brain moves too fast and I need to slow it down sometimes. I am a very, very fast and impatient player, and I'm very well aware of that, and I am working on it. Blue, definitely blue, because we're missing a second blue source here. We need to be able to play the phasing. I could blow up the Shieldred. Okay, there's the scoop. I was gonna say I could blow up the Shieldred here with the phasing, turn all of my little critters into 2/2s. But the only reason that was, you know, a play that I was prolonging is the fact that I had this 5/5 here, which would have lost some value. So, but either way, another very dominant win. Feeling pretty good. I can't get enough, guys. I can't get enough. I wish we could just play decks like this like all day, every day, but it hurts my heart knowing as soon as this is over, I gotta move on to another deck because I'm really enjoying this. Opponent gets to go first. We got a really good hand here. Poppet, Stitcher, phasing. Oh, this is all great stuff, man. This is all fantastic. It's a little slow, if I'm being honest. A little slow. Opponent gets to go first, which is the only reason I can actually keep a 2-land hand like this. I still probably would end up keeping it, but it'd probably bite me in the butt. Nice, we get the land. I love that. It is tap land, but it's fine. Yeah, it's fine. We don't have to play the adversary on 2 here. It's probably best served if we just, you know, wait a little bit longer. The sweeper not going to be very good against the Banala. The Banala's ability to go indestructible, but we did just find the answer for it right there. That's pretty good. Mono white, so it's going to be exiling effects if it's going to be any sort of removal. I guess it could be Fateful Absence, but I got to imagine it's probably some sort of exiling effects if there's any removal. It's not looking good for us though. We went second. We're going against a very aggro type of a deck, and they are hitting their curve very, very well. So not looking good for us. Just being honest. I would imagine they'd take the phasing of Zero. I don't know. I don't know. Wandering Emperor though, such a great card. We'll see. Poppet Stitcher, really? Okay. All right, with that being said, then I'm gonna go ahead and play Sunset Revelry, and I'm not going to block. I'm gonna allow all the damage to get through, and then I am going to hopefully hit that 4th land drop, hit the phasing of Zeroth, Zolfer. Sorry, I keep saying Zeroth. Zolfer, weird name. And then get some value. I hope. We'll see. We'll see. I choose you, phasing. They don't attack with anybody? What in the world? Sometimes I just don't get it. All right, well then in this case, we're probably not going to do the phasing just yet. Not yet. Not yet. We wait till the Banala attacks into my Wandering Emperor. They know about the Wandering Emperor though at this point. I'm surprised they didn't attack on the last turn. I'm really surprised. It's all good. We will, yeah, we've got options, man. We've got options. I'm pretty happy here. We've got a lot of options, so I'm really shocked they didn't swing through that last turn. That was really strange. Again, super strange on the opponent's behalf here, but pass the turn again. Let's wait. All right, let's do one of these. I don't like Adeline. I really don't. That can get out of control pretty quickly. Need to make sure we take care of that. Nip it in the butt. And the opponent, though, probably going to attack into us now that we're tapped out. Okay, or not. Yeah. No idea what's going on that end of the field, but you know what? I'll take it. I will take it. Honestly, I think we just keep taking advantage of their passiveness, man, and we just keep passing the turn here until we can get a Poppet Stitcher down. I mean, let's just get the Wandering Emperor down, and the more we just hold the Wandering Emperor, they can see it, so they're fearing it. So I think we just kind of sit and wait. I think they're really wanting to just see us get that out of our hand before they start attacking into us, which is fair because they don't want the Banala to die. I get it. Poppet Stitcher again. Super strange. I honestly I should have flashed my Wandering Emperor in there the moment that came out of their hand, instead of passing the priority back to them for them to choose. But it still works out for us. I'm really just genuinely confused right now. Genuinely confused by our opponent's play lines, but you know what? They really are fearing that Poppet Stitcher, which is fair. I mean, it is a very scary card. I get why they fear it, but now that I've got the Wandering Emperor in here and I can go ahead and just do one of these, game is pretty much over. The game is pretty much over because now my Poppet Stitcher is going to be a relevant player again, and we're going to be pretty much equals on the battlefield here. So aside from the Banala, of course, Banala can give indestructibility, which is totally fine. It's still a 2-2 overall. All right, and then we go with one of these. Or I could just exile it now. Shoot, why not? Why the heck not? Why the heck not? All right, here we go. Now, they could attack in here and just exchange all of our pieces, which if they really want to do that, go ahead. I'll make the blocks. We'll make the trade-off because you are the aggro deck, so. All right. Pass the turn. And now next turn, I mean, we're going to have bigger Phyrexians than you. Assuming that this survives. It looks like you're highlighting it. Nope. Intrepid Adversary. Oh, okay. That'll pump your squad higher than mine. Okay, I stand corrected. We're going to have ourselves a battle of 3-3 Phyrexians here. I like it. I like it. All right, let's transform. Let's hit him with one of these. And let's hit him with one of these. All right. Game on, my friend. Game on. I like that Intrepid Adversary. It basically worked as their own form of Poppet Stitcher, which is interesting. This made this game very interesting. All right, let's make some trades here then. I like it. Let's make some trades. They can blow up my no, they can't. They don't have enough. Okay, good. I thought they could blow up my Poppet Stitcher there, but they can't. All right, we're gonna trade all of these out. Yeah, I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that, honestly. Now, I mean, we're definitely going to win the game now. I honestly don't know if I like winning this particular game. Our opponent, in my opinion, I mean, my opinion is not worth much, but my opinion, it feels like they made a lot of mistakes here. So I feel a little bad. I feel like we kind of took advantage of this opponent's play style and winning the game in a way that I'm not super excited about, but it's all good. A win is a win, right? All right, so we flash into Wandering Emperor here. We take away the Thalia, which is going to be probably game here, I would imagine. Yep, there it is. That's game. Very nice, man. Another Poppet Stitcher transformation, full-on success. I don't think we've dropped the game yet, and I'm not even playing well at all. Man, this has been crazy. That will conclude today's gameplay portion of the video. We are going to break the deck down and talk about it a little bit more in full, but before I do so, I wanted to give you guys a huge shout out if you made it this far into the video. I do appreciate that a ton because it helps with the YouTube algorithm so much, and it you know, spits my video out to more people, so thank you so much for that. I do appreciate that. With that being said, let's take a look at today's deck. This button. Okay, so today we wanted to make a Poppet Stitcher deck. This card is really cool, man. It's a card that, again, nobody touches. It's been around for so long. It's not exactly a card that everyone looks at and goes, oh, that's a beast card. It's really not, but if played the right way, as you guys seen today, can be very good. It's a card that flips over, obviously takes advantage of, you know, it really wants to take advantage of the zombies, running those decayed zombies out. That's what this card was built around. This Midnight Hunt set was coming out, and they added this decayed feature. They wanted you to basically erase zombies with the decayed ability and create these 3/3 zombies that don't have decayed. So you're taking away their ailments, but at the same time you're taking away all abilities. So if you're taking away their abilities, you know, of vigilance or whatever, their ability to not be able to block, there's things that it takes away that you don't want it to take away. But for the most part, you're gonna get a huge benefit because most tokens, like I said, come in as 1/1s or 2/2s, being those zombies with decayed. So Poppet Stitcher, a very cool card. And today we built around that in Esper because I really wanted to run it with things like exotic pets, obviously the wedding announcements, and then Sunset Revelry seemed to be a pretty good choice here because it's a nice early game spell that gets us 2 more 1/1 tokens. And what helps too is that the Poppet Stitcher is going to create these 2/2 zombies with decayed every time you cast an instant or sorcery spell. So things like Sunset Revelry and exotic pets going to play pretty well into the, you know, the state of the fact that the Poppet Stitcher is going to create more tokens for itself. A card I wanted to talk about a lot here was this Negotiators. This card is sweet, especially in this build today because it has a kicker of white, which plays perfectly with us. And if you cast it for its full 3, we're countering something. For the most part, you know, we're going to have a pretty big battlefield, pretty widespread battlefield. So it's going to work as a pretty much straight up counter because there's not going to be enough mana for the opponent to pay off the debt. But it creates a token as well, which plays really nicely with our build, especially if there's a Stitcher on the field. And then 2 Tainted Adversaries, which we could not stop drawing into, which is weird. I splashed in 2 because I think in the late game this could be really helpful. You know, just spitting out a couple of zombies with Decayed and already having the Stitcher down would be great. The couple of things we want to talk about too is Kaya and Kaito. Both of these, obviously Kaito creating tokens plays really well with our deck, so I thought it'd be a good fit here in this Esper build. But Kaya obviously too, being able to copy tokens, pretty busted mechanic, especially in this build here today, because we want to make sure we're spitting out as many tokens as possible. The combo of the year though, man, we got the phasing of Zolfer. I keep screwing that name up. The phasing of Zolfer and Gix's command. These two together are insane. Like I said in the intro, we got the phasing here, which can sweep the entire board, which gives you and your opponent both these Phyrexians. But at the same time, your Phyrexians are going to be bigger because of the Poppet Stitcher. And then you hit them with the big Gix command, and you got yourself something very special. As long as the Stitcher's flipped over, your command's going to be really good no matter what. But it's even better if you make all your opponent's creatures 2/2s because you can sweep up the board very nicely. And then we got some flex cards in here, things that we're going to want to kind of control the board and tempo of the game, like Voidrend and the Wandering Emperor. Emperor really great too because it can also create tokens that we can take advantage of, but mostly because of its ability to exile things with flash. And then splashed in 1 Teferi here, and only 1 because the Teferi's token is going to take a bit of a hit here because it loses its abilities. So we're only splashing in 1 here because it doesn't synergize very much perfectly with the build, but it is a fun card that's a nice little secondary win con if things go sideways. And then we have the Sanctuary Warden, another one of on top that spits out more tokens. Obviously plays into the game plan pretty well, draws those cards. Very, very powerful card. But yeah, that's the deck, guys. It was again a deck that shouldn't work because it's a Poppet Stitcher deck, but it does. Somehow it works really, really well. We got this thing to work pretty competitively and had some really great games. And I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, man. I really, really do. We're gonna get out of here and get working on the next one. But before I jump out of here completely, I did want to give a huge shout out to the Marty Mob. If you guys don't know, the Marty Mob is the membership program here on the channel. Big shout out to them at the end of every video. If you don't see your name here and you're part of the Marty Mob, it's because this weekend was completely slammed for me. I will be working today when this video goes up on adding the rest of the names. So don't worry about it. Your name will be up here very shortly. I do apologize. But thank you guys. I have seen the new members, so thank you for joining in and helping support the channel. The memberships, here, you guys help support the channel more than you ever know, and I greatly appreciate everything you guys do for me, man. I really, really do. It's a big deal that you guys are willing to, spend that money here on the channel, help support the channel, and I want to make sure you guys know I do appreciate it from the bottom of my heart, and I want to say thank you, of course, at the end of every video. But with that being said, guys, I think that'll conclude today's video. We'll see you guys back here again tomorrow for another one, as always. Until next time, guys, peace out.
Hit him 3 times like a hat trick. The name is Swayze, no Patrick. If you play him, then it's tragic. Hit him with the mythic, yeah, that's magic. MTG, that's what you'll see if you like and subscribe. Where's the upload, man? Man, all of the time. Coming with the best decks, this is the meta. This ain't